Not surprisingly, Samuel, you've loaded up the phone lines. People are intrigued. Some people disagree. Some people agree with your views that science can prove conclusively that. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Before you take a call, I just want to make a statement about how you can literally go about proving there is a creator before we take any calls.
Please do. Yes.
There's a process called reverse engineering, and by that process, you can use this process to trace the information of creation back to its original source. And this is literally how you can prove there is a creator. And, to use a parable, knowing only two things: one, that Ford invented the automobile, and two, having a Model T in front of me, I can take apart the Model T and break it down into all its smallest components, and then I can put that Model T back together and reproduce the same process by which Ford created the first Model T. Now, by doing that, I have proven the statement that Ford invented the automobile. And you can do the same thing with creation. And this is what I tried to accomplish in my book, and we're going to try to accomplish this presentation on campus, the symposium. But creationists have a statement in Genesis: in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. This is a statement that we begin with. And then all around us, we have the creation, the heavens and the earth. Now, by the same process of reproducing how Ford created the Model T, biologists, physics, chemistry, psychology, sociology, all these different branches of science have been deconstructing and reconstructing all the biological systems that we see all around us. And by doing so, we literally, the scientific record through experimentation and everything we use to call scientific method, this process, we have literally brought back together how creation was made. Every aspect of DNA research that we do and genetics proves this. And so this is what the scientific method is all about. And at the same time, scientists are proving creation and the statements in Genesis true. And at the same time, they're also showing that it is absolutely necessary that intelligence be involved in this process. And so by the same scientific method and the same reconstruction and deconstruction and examination of creation, we see that they are literally disproving any theory that relies on natural causes at the same time. So.
All right, let's go to the phones and say hello to Claire. She's been waiting very patiently in Scarborough this morning. Good morning, Claire.
Hi, good morning. I just want to say thank God for you, Samuel, that you are focusing and remaining focused and not getting into a lot of speculation and stuff, because one of the things that God has always done is that he will use somebody, anybody who doesn't believe what he does, to prove what he has done. And in your case, you're going to take all the experiments that other people have done, many of whom don't even believe in God, and to show from the facts and the documentation and the accurate findings of people what God has done, and that is just like God's integrity to do that. So I'm really, really impressed with you, but I'm more impressed with God that he's picked out the person who will remain focused, because God's things can stand up to scrutiny, very sharp scrutiny, and I'm very happy that you're doing that. So stay focused, because as soon as you finish that, he's going to pick somebody else who probably doesn't believe in God to prove all the Jericho wall stuff and all the burning bush stuff, because most of those things are scientific. I have a degree in medical technology. This is nothing really much, but I have such a fascination with science and God. They have never been in conflict, and they never will, because God is the one who created science. He made all the spiritual laws and the physical laws and all the different laws of science, and they are very orderly, and they can be proven. He did that, and I'm very happy that he's chosen you to stick to the focus.
All right, Claire, thank you for that. Samuel, if, your theory that sound created light, but can it also prove that sound created matter?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything in the universe breaks down to vibration. Everything in the universe vibrates, and basically that in itself is a proof of the spoken word, because where did the first motion come from? you have to answer where the first motion come from. Well, God didn't. There wasn't a big old guy out there outside the universe who pushed it with his hands and started all the vibrations. So basically, what had to occur was the sound, the contraction and rarefaction of sound waves, is what established the vibration. And the vibratory motion is a sustained motion at a specific frequency. It's not something random, because if there's any kind of random vibration in matter, then there would be no substance. Matter couldn't come together at all if the particles in matter that create matter were to vibrate at a non-sustained frequency. So that in itself shows that matter. And you can break matter down into wave components, and I go through this in my book on how that's possible. And then you can take the components of those waves, nest them all together, and then recreate the matter itself. You can go through this process. It's exactly what I just described in the Model T parable there. So
all matter has its own resonant frequency.
Yes, sir. And this is actually proven. I just put an article on my website in the monologue that actually proves this, that confirms this prediction experimentally. And let me see if I can find that real quick. The title of the article and the scientists who did it. The article was in Live Science magazine, and it's called "A New Way to Kill Viruses: Shake Them to Death." And so, what these scientists have discovered is they can calculate these frequencies, and then they can calculate a resonant frequency that would actually destroy, in this instance, a virus.
Like shattering a glass, an opera singer shattering a glass. He reaches the resonance frequency of that piece of crystal, and it shatters. Well, this is what Royal Raymond Rife was all about back in the 30s. Let's grab a call here out in Brampton. We say good morning to Lou. Welcome to News Talk 1010 CFRB, Lou.
Hi. I try to challenge you now. Let's just go to the pyramids. We cannot even dismantle that. Who made it? Let him answer. Let him give me an answer to this, if he can.
Okay, so your Ford experiment or your Ford example, he's saying it's flawed. What about the pyramids?
Yeah, like a bomb. You make a bomb, then it explodes, and then try to put it together back, if you can.
All right.
An exploding bomb?
Well,
the pyramid example is easy. We've already reproduced the pyramids in Las Vegas. The pyramid in Las Vegas, it's a little different. It's a little more modern, but basically we recreated the pyramid in Las Vegas. And the pyramid can be broken down into its smallest components and then rebuilt again. It's no big deal. The pyramid has a resonant frequency. You could create a sound wave generator, and literally the military has this, the police force in the United States of America has this. They can send out sound waves that can literally paralyze anybody. They can literally kill people with these sound waves. You could do the same thing to create a sound wave generator that would literally bring the pyramids to dust and break them back down into their smallest components, which would just be sand.
There's Joshua on the walls of Jericho come tumbling down. Interesting.
Exactly.
All right, Samuel, stay with us. We'll come back. I got a full board of lines, people anxious to have at you or pat you on the back or take exception to what you're saying. He's a health science major at Western Kentucky University, and he believes that he has essentially ended the debate. Science proves creation. I'm back with more of the Richard Syrett Show here on News Talk 1010 CFRB.